Gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Messmer, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. General Collins, thank you for our conversation earlier today. Your predecessor testified that the glide phase interceptor program schedule, which is anticipated in 2032 roughly, in his words, didn't meet the threat. Is MDA developing options to accelerate the program?
Congressman, thank you, and thank you for your time this morning. Hypersonic missile defense is a key area that does need additional focus. The glide phase interceptor program was, due to priorities and resourcing decisions last year, we were driven to make an earlier selection and a down select years earlier than planned. That has actually delayed the program in the funding line and profile that we have in the budget that you all received last year. We'll actually push that delivery to 2035. We are pursuing and evaluating acceleration options. It is primarily a resourcing at this point. There are some technology things that need to happen in the next 3 to 5 years, but then there is a resourcing and alignment issue that could accelerate that. We believe we could recover to 2032 with no increased level of programmatic risk across the program. But that's about the fastest we could do today. We are looking and exploring other alternatives and options to potentially bring residual capability or partial capability from other weapon systems we have. But as it stands today, the only hypersonic maneuvering target defense capability we have is in the fleet with the SM-6 and the sea-based terminal capability.
Okay, thank you. What's the status of the next generation interceptors?
Yes, sir. The next-gen interceptor, as briefed last year as well, due to a funding decision and priorities, we did down select to a single contractor last year, a year and a half earlier than expected. So that program still continues on and is our largest and highest priority program for Homeland Defense. We have made significant progress at the system level. The NGI is the booster, the interceptor, but the broader weapon system is also now fully aligned and synchronized with the NGI program, which is a major feat for the enterprise. Last year, I briefed at our number one issue and risk going forward with either of the vendors at that time was the solid rocket motor effort and development. This is a new booster, a new development, and we have experienced delays and issues with that development and are expecting 18-month or more delay into the delivery of that initial capability. We've taken actions to shore up that development as well as bring in an additional source to help buy down the schedule risk of the development as we move forward. It still is the foundation for the future of ballistic ICBM protection of the homeland, and we are 100% committed and focused on that program.
Okay, thank you. What do you see in the space-based interceptor's role in a layered defense to ballistic and hypersonic threats?
Thanks, Congressman. We're certainly taking a close look. The executive order has opened that up for us to take a closer look and move forward on developing that. We will work through the technology piece to better understand and move that as quickly as possible. If anything that we've learned over the last year, 2 years in Israel, Eastern Med, and Ukraine, is that a layered missile defense approach and design is paramount to the large raid sizes that we expect, that we've seen last year, and that we would expect in the future. And adding another layer, a space-based intercept layer to that, would certainly looks to increase the performance of the overall architecture.
Okay. Thank you. As a follow-up to that, with General Gio, you've previously stated support for a layered missile defense approach with a space component. Could you go into more detail on how that would fit in Northcom's perspective from a defense standpoint?
Congressman, having a layered approach from the NORAD and Northcom perspective is essential to make sure that we can identify, track, and guide on all threats.
Okay, thank you. General Collins, as you know, Iron Beam is an Israeli-developed directed energy defense system designed to defend against short-range rockets, drones, artillery, and mortar bombs. Can you discuss where things stand with our Iron Beam procurement and any funds set aside for this?
Yes, Congressman. On the U.S. side, there are no funds at this point set aside for Iron Beam. As part of the Israeli supplemental from last year, there is a portion of that we are working with our Israeli Missile Defense Organization partners to execute and bring that money to them to continue the development and fielding of Iron Beam. One thing that we have negotiated in that agreement, though, was 50% of that investment is a payback into the U.S. economy. So while it goes to Israel, they have to have half of the contracts, half of the money comes back into building our industry base. And so that supplemental actually will serve to increase the industry base, skill set, and capability that will pay back into our directed energy efforts as we move forward.
Okay, thank you. Yield back my time.